Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about choosing paint colors for your mental palette. Here in the US, we are quickly approaching fall. You know, the light is beginning to dim ever so slightly as the sun starts to reposition itself, offering glimpses of the lower light that's right around the corner. Tree leaves are starting to develop that blush they get as they go from their chartreuse green to varying colors before they fall and drop to the ground. And sometimes during these changes of the season, particularly in the northernmost part of the hemisphere, we can start to feel those changes before the obvious visual changes occur. Lower light for many of us can start to kick up feelings of melancholy, maybe even some depression. So in this video, I've got some ideas for paint colors that can be uplifting and even energizing for those of us who, could use a leg up. And they're great colors even for those of us who, just want to reboot our interiors with a new color of paint that offers a nice, maybe even needed, fresh perspective within and without. So if this sounds fun and enjoyable, please hang around because I will be sharing 4 colorful paint combos I put together that energize me. And my intention is that you'll be inspired to either try these or even be inspired to, create some of your own imaginative, paint color combinations. But before we do all of that and launch into it, right now, please go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons if you haven't already done so. And you can subscribe by hitting the bell. This lets YouTube know that you are enjoying the content that I provide here each and every week, and lets you know when I post. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate your support. So even though, where I live, the temperatures are still hot as all get out, however you shake it, we are heading toward shorter days and longer nights. And the telltale signs are definitely creeping up, as I've mentioned. And sometimes, that can kick up feelings of despair for those of us, myself included, who are sometimes affected, negatively by lower light. Excuse me. So ensuring we create a support system around us and for us, it's essential to our well-being. And there are infinite ways, thank goodness, to do that. For me, one of the most playful ways to energize my interior sacred space in my home, as well as the sacred space within my own self, is through the magic and energy of color. My personal color palette has changed lots over the years. I now have a spiritual understanding of why that is and find that to be very exciting, by the way, and I embrace that and I welcome it. And if I'm so led, I apply it. And that's pretty fascinating, actually, for those of you who are seekers like me. But before I go any further, let me just say a quick hello to everyone and welcome you to Design Beyond the Visual. I am Heidi Smith, your decorating coach and energetic advisor for you, your home, and for your workplace spaces. Where as an interior designer, I bring a sense of mindfulness, not only to the aesthetics and function of a space, but what is most important is, I teach you on this platform, about awareness of the energy within your spaces, that which is beyond the visual. Just because we don't see it doesn't make it any less real. How does your space feel? You can have the most beautiful furniture and well-appointed space in all the land, yet the energy within and around that space can still be off, can feel unbalanced and discomforting. And when our spaces are out of whack or out of alignment, we, in turn, can become negatively affected by this, the people in those spaces. We feel this, the energy, either negatively or positively. I've always been sensitive to how spaces feel, and I just never knew until several years ago, when I was leaving the safety and security of my own life as I knew it, there was actually a reason for it. And it was at this time when I happened upon a little known modality called Vastu. It's an ancient science and wisdom, an energetic system that originated in India and had already been around for 7,000 to 10,000 years. And I learned through study and certification when applying Vastu tenets to our homes, our dwellings, the places that we, live in and work from, we can energetically align our spaces in such a way we're able to feel support for the whole of our lives, our relationships, our careers and health and finances. And, this was exciting to me and it made sense to me. And it has become the cornerstone for my work and the foundation of my life. And it is my calling. And you can probably tell it's my passion. So, all right, so today, how fun is it to open up a new can of paint? All right, so fun, popping that lid off just to see the new color you've had mixed up and are about to apply to your walls, doors, and floors, right? So I've got some palettes I am very excited to share with you that I find inspiring and uplifting. And by the way, I've said this before on one of my other videos, it's really important to select, to select colors that work for you, to support the whole of you. Those colors could be very different than, what I need or what your partner needs or your children, for example. But hopefully, you can find happy ground around that for everyone. So if you happen to be prone to depression or, a sense of heaviness within your mental, emotional, or even spiritual state of mind, I would recommend to stay away from deep, rich, opacity colors, like, dark colors like blues or purples, for example. Deep blues can, they can make you feel blue, as beautiful as they may be. This isn't for everyone, by the way. It's just something for you to be mindful of when you're choosing color, Know yourself. What do you need? And what do you need now to help support you, right? Okay, so as much as I would love to, I'm somewhat limited to trying out these palettes I'm going to show you here in a second in my own space, just because I'm probably not going to be here for more than a few more months in this particular location where I live. And I don't want to invest the time or the money into painting something that I can't take with me or really even have that much time to enjoy, right? But I am sure going to keep these colors in mind for the next place where I end up, because I'm going to use them. And I can't wait to do that. I am, by the way, creating some art, a sacred symbol that I've been working on for a bit. And I will be offering that to y'all at some point using some of these colors. But I find them very uplifting for me right now. And I also have a few ideas in how you can use these colors just to, get you thinking about ways that, you might be able to apply them in your space. So I'm going to start you in subtly, and then we'll get to the real vibrant colors, all right? I do like using a white wall with all of these colors, really. I mean, you can switch it up, right? But I like using a white wall because I love popping doors in the interior spaces. So many of our spaces just have, boring old white trim and doors. And I'm tired of it. I'm just like freaking tired of it. It's just time for something new. We are seeing more and more examples of black doors in environments, but typically that's with a white wall, right? And let me just make a real quick comment about using white on walls. There is no one white. I'm sure many of you already know this, but there are cool whites and there are warm whites. So many of the cool whites have sort of a bluish, grayish tint to them. Many of the warm whites have more of a yellowy, brown tone to them. Sometimes some of those whites can have a pink tone to them too. So, you kind of need to try out the whites in your spaces if you're going to use a white on the walls, or even if you're going to use a white on the trim. Doesn't make any difference. It's the same thing. White, when you're applying white. But all right, just a quick word about that. So if I'm painting a white wall, and this is not going to look white, I'm going to give you the links below, by the way, for these paint colors. This is a Benjamin Moore color called white. And the number is I-01. Again, I'll put that down below. This is actually sort of a cool white. Again, probably hard to tell on the computer. I understand that. So as a cool white, I love this blue mist as an interior door option. I think that would be stunning, really, really pretty. And this is called Grape Mist by Sherwin-Williams, 6548. So just, kind of imagine, like, wow, you could paint your interior doors with this color all over the place. You gotta love it, because you're gonna see a lot of it, which is one reason why they do white doors, because it's just kind of, white is sort of known as a non-color, even though that is not true. It is a color, but it just kind of goes with everything. So, but if this floats your boat, this would be a great look. It's very subtle. You could even do a gray door, like, I'm just giving you ideas. So, that could be a lot of fun, right? All right, my next favorite. And this is where I'm at right now with all these colors. I do love this. And what I would say about this too, if you are someone who has a personality that's just high octane, and you have trouble bringing it down, this actually would be a nice palette for you, because this grape mist has a very calming nature to it. Those violets can really bring in a calming nature. So for your personality, that might be a nice thing. Like, all right, I may not feel like I want to rest, but I'm looking at rest. You're looking inside your space and seeing all these restful areas. All right. So here's another favorite of mine. You could use this for the field color, the wall color, and it's called Teasing Peach by Sherwin-Williams. Turn it this way. And the number is 6623. Again, I'll put the link down below. Looks like a white, right? It's pale. But imagine in an office, like if you had say you had the space, and maybe you have your own home office in a spare bedroom, or it's in a basement or something like this. If this would be a lovely color, very beautiful color to work in, to work around in, and then you could come in and do the doors this color, like the entry door into your office. It'd be a lovely approach. The other thing that and let me see, that color is Sunset, Sherwin-Williams 6626, is that right? Yeah, Sunset. So it's orange, basically. And let me just say a word about orange. Orange, a little bit of orange goes a long way. I've done rooms where full-on orange on all the walls. It is a lot. It is high energy. By the same token, if you're someone who suffers from depression and you need additional help besides maybe medication or meditation, consider painting your walls orange, or yellow. They're very uplifting, they're, high vibration colors. And, or at the very least, even have like a painting with oranges and yellows in it, as something that you look at while you're working, or would be like an extended focus for you, like beyond your computer or whatever it is that you work at on your desk, if at all possible. Have that put on a wall right in front of you. So you feel energized. These are colors of the sun, the oranges, the yellows. The sun is energizing, it's warming, right? So really, really important information. I also love this. This is Ravishing Coral. Love the name. Sherwin-Williams, again, 6612 is the number. And isn't that fun? You know, again, imagine this on the interior colors. And you know what? If you live in a small apartment, as you know, I do, I would put this on all the interior door colors. Like, how much fun, either one of these colors. I just think it would be so much fun. And then have white walls. Actually, I like the ravishing orange better than the sunset. This has got a little bit more pink to it. Has a little bit more of a pop quality to it. So here's your field color, your wall color, and coming in here with the oranges, right? Fun, fun, fun. The other thing that you could do, what I was going to say about the home office. So a lot of times in a spare bedroom, for example, if you've converted a spare bedroom into a home office, generally there's a closet there, right? I love either taking the doors off the closet and converting the closet into an open storage area for your office. Maybe there's a printer on a shelf in there, that kind of thing. That would be beautiful, painted an accent color, with or without the doors. So if you had doors that just opened, if you could completely open them like on a 180, which then it would be hinges, like sort of external hinges, or a carpenter would, have to rig that up for you probably. But wrap the whole thing in the oranges. The doors, the interior of the closet, the shelves, beautiful, be really, really pretty. And then, your walls are in this white. And then you just come in there with some pretty paintings or pictures with some artwork, to pick up like some oranges and some pinks. I love pink and orange together. I mean, it's just awesome. Definitely this is more feminine colors. I get that. But hey, if it's something you like, no matter what or who you are, right? So consider doing, I love that look of the home office conversion by taking over the closet and making the closet part of the room. It's part of the room, but then you can accent it with an accent color. All right, love it. So that's color palette number 2. Get ready. Let's see, I'm gonna save that one for last. So color palette number 3 is same kind of concept. This is a Sherwin-Williams color called Posy. 6630 is the number. It's a pale wall. Again, this may not be showing up very well on your computer. I apologize for that. So you could come in here, same concept. This is Coral Bead. It's just another version of what I've shown you in a slightly different color palette. And you could do, this for the doors. If you like more of a pink, because this goes more pink, the other one went more orange. Or if you wanted it a little bit brighter, this is Amaryllis, and it's 6591 is the number. This would look really great with this Posy wall as well. So, I don't know, I have a whole pink thing happening right now, and it's been going on for a long time. Never saw myself using pink in interiors, and I use the pink for my own self. But I've just really enjoyed it. Just sort of embracing that. I don't know if it's embracing the little girl, but pink can be a very sophisticated color. And so, yeah, be bold. Go pink. I mean, as a little girl, I didn't like pink. Even my own daughter didn't like pink. And it was interesting when I painted my current bedroom with pink, and it's a I don't know what the name. I know it's a Sherwin color. It's a pale pink, but it's clearly pink. It's not a pastel per se, but it's a pink, and it's just beautiful, and it's sophisticated. And when my daughter came over here to see it after I had painted, I thought for sure she's going to hate this color, She loved it. She just plopped herself down on the bench. She said, oh my God, Mom, I just love this color. So if you haven't used pink yet and you've been averse to it as I was for many years, hey, you know, there's always time. So I've been using pinks now for about the last, I would say 6 years. I started little by little. I started with a throw pillow and I'm like, I'm really liking that, you know. And then little by little it was another throw pillow with a little bit more pink and a different color of pink. And it's been fun. You know, I really, and I've always liked pink flowers, so I don't know where that came from. All right, so that's another color palette. So, and I'm going to give you 3 or 4 more ideas too of how to use these, but I want to show you the color palettes first. All right, this is so much fun. This is like me, for darn sure. Anemone is the wall color, the field color. Again, it's a Sherwin-Williams, number is 6567. And to that, we're going to go real pink. So imagine your doors. Let's just say, you know, maybe I started to say this. If you live in an apartment, you know, you generally don't have a lot of square footage to cover, right? So you could paint your walls, like especially if you're going to be there for a while. If you're going to be there for, I mean, 3 years goes pretty fast. And if you're going to be there for, let's say, 5 years, or and you have the money and the time and to do that, I'm a big believer in painting your walls in your apartment. I mean, that is your home, whether you're renting or owning. It is your home, and you know, you should have it the way, as much the way as what you need, you know, for your needs. So consider that. And I live in apartments too, and I know you got to paint it back. So, you know, there is generally, who knows, maybe you could throw that into the lease, negotiate it up front, right? All right, so field color, wall color, and then what about doing this for the doors? Ooh, wow, a little much, right? Could be a little much. It might be even a little much for me now that I'm looking at it on the computer. But what if it's a door? What if it's, you know, here's one of the other ideas I was going to give you. What if your kitchen is separate from the, you know, it doesn't have an open floor plan, right? You can't really see your kitchen per se. You could do a pantry door with this color, or depending on what the color palette is throughout, you could do the back of your entry door in this color. I don't know, you know, depends. What if you had, so let me just bring it together here. What if you had a royal blue or a navy blue sofa? Okay, are you with me? Because there's always blue. Generally, there's blue in pink. This as an accent door to the back of your, to the interior side of your entry door. Wow. And you could see this along with a navy blue sofa. Stunning, really stunning. That's when it gets really sophisticated. All right, I might have lost you on that one. Sorry if that happened, but you got to try it. And there's a way in which to do that without going full rogue on just slapping it on the doors. I'll tell you about that in a second. What about this one? Wow, hello. This is big. That's a commitment. Could be fun. Could be fun. If you've got a powder room, if you've got a powder room, or you know, like a door to a space that's sort of separate, you could just bring some focus to it. Maybe it's your bedroom door, you know. Wow, that's fun. Okay, that's fun. I'm just saying, that would be fun. Okay, I hope I remember that, because I like that for myself. That could be a beautiful accent, just the bedroom door, you know. It's where you sleep, it's where you know, where you rest, it's where you restore, it's where you love, you know. Make it you. That would be so fun. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so those are the 4 palettes, and I'm going to put all those links below. So places that you can do this pop of color, you know, in a home office. in the converted closet within like a spare bedroom or something like that, in a basement office, what have you. Wrap that whole closet as the accent, and then the rest of the space, the walls, are quiet, or that's where the relief is, and you have this pop of color. Be fun, in this office to, if you wrap it with one of these colors, to find some pretty storage boxes that pick up this color, or complement the color. All right. So as I mentioned, the interior side of your entry door, you could paint that, just that door alone. You could paint that a pop of color, something that really and you'll see it. You'll see it when you go in and out, and it's just, when you come home and you close the door and you see that, it's just like, wow, what a nice way to be welcomed home, by this color that, you lovingly chose, and, you've applied it in this place where you're going to see it all the time. Let's see, where else? So as I mentioned, you could pick, you could put a color other than white on your doors, on the interior doors, as I mentioned, and the same color throughout your space. You might want to be a little careful with that if it's the pink, but you know what? If it's your home, do what you want. Do what you want. I think it'd be great. But consistency is the key. I don't think I'd be a big fan of a different color on all different doors in your place. That might be, I think it would depend. It could work. It would just depend. And that's a pretty long explanation, I'm feeling. So I'm not going to take the time to explain that here. A little tricky. It'd be a little tricky. So I would stick to the same color for the most part throughout your home. All right. Pantry, closet doors. I'm just looking at my notes here. I want to make sure. You know what? And when you do this, I mean, it's super good energy. It's so uplifting. It's just, boom, you get this pop of color, So imagine, these bright colors that I have shown you. I'm just going to pick them all up at the same time. Oops. All these colors that I've shown you. And just, like imagine, wow, you get to pick, one of these and have a pop of color, or colors that, maybe you're more of a cool, like turquoises, or, that kind of thing. What else? Greens, could be like a chartreuse green, I mean, whatever you're into, whatever, you respond to. And I'm happy to help you with that too, by the way. I'm a decorating coach, right? So you can reach out to me and work with me privately on that, and any other, design considerations or energetic, considerations that you have for your space. That's what I do. All right. So, get creative. Sometimes we have to get creative to stay positive. I have to, I have to work at that. That's not a default for me. It's something that I have to work at, is to ways in which to stay positive and to stay uplifted, and not just in today's climate. That's just the way I'm wired. I've always been that way, and I do things like meditation and work with colors that make me happy and uplifted, and do the work that fulfills me. And so and remember, like, before you decide to go full on rogue and paint the doors or whatever, get a piece of foam core or an old piece of wood and apply the paint to that, and then hold it up, to these places throughout your space, and see if that might be, before you just, slap it all over the door or the walls or whatever it is. Start with foam core, painting it there and trying it in different places, because the light's going to change in various rooms and so on and so forth. And you know, at the end of the day, remember, it is just paint. Like, if you just hate it, you can always paint it back, you know, and sometimes you have to paint it back anyway. So, like I said, do the sample board before you know, go full on. So, in summary, right, like I've said, you know, we change, and our lives change, and, you know, what appealed to us once may not even, you know, remotely come close to what inspires and energizes us today. You know, is it time for a color palette change? You know, is your state of mind different now than what it once was? You know, pick up a paint fan deck from your hardware store, your paint store, and you know, flip through the colors, feel into the colors. You know, where are you guided? You know, does it align with where you are? Or maybe, you know, even consider setting the tone, the color tone, you know, for where you would like to be. You know, to be honest, you know, I've been feeling a little down in the dumps lately. I'm being straight up with you, which is why I selected the color palettes I did. You know, even though I wasn't feeling the vibration I wanted to, I found when I'm engaged with these colors, I begin to create that sense of a higher energy vibration I truly desire. You know, it's all energy. You know, create good vastu for yourself. Do it consciously. Yeah, do it consciously, you know, and have fun with it. Experiment with color. You know, if you are, again, not ready to slap color on the doors and the walls, like I said, apply it to the piece of foam core, a sample board, and hold it up to the area or the areas that, you know, you're considering painting. Okay, I think I've given you plenty to think about. Again, you know, reach out to me if you'd like to book decorating coaching calls with me, you know, around any of the ideas I've shared today or other energetic concerns you may have, or, you know, if you'd like design guidance on any of your projects or plans, you know, help you start planning for them. That's what I do. It's what I love to do. It's what gives me such joy to be connected to others in this way, to be of service, you know, in this way. That's what it is, right? So you can reach out to me in the links that I put below on my contact page through my website, HeidiLsmith.com. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've been inspired, and, you know, we'll consider giving some of these ideas a try, and let me know in the comments. I would just love to hear from you. And once again, would love it if you would like, share, and subscribe. It helps support this channel and keeps me out there. And it's a great joy, as I said, to be in service to y'all in this way. So until next time, everybody, I wish you all good vastu. Namaste all.